Hi everyone, welcome to Live Chat Tuesday. It is the 11th and I want to welcome you to Live Chat Tuesday. Let's see, I was going to let y'all know that I'm going to be going live for my second day on the 21st of May. It will be Fridays at 6:30 p.m. and hopefully y'all will be able to make it. It will be called Friday Night Live. And let's see, I have a 400 subscriber giveaway going on. If you haven't entered, go check that out. I also have a Facebook group where I would love for you to join. You can post your projects, your works in progress. You can post animals, plants, whatever you wish. I just love interacting with my subscribers more than just interacting through comments on videos. So, Connie, can you hear me and see me okay? That's my pen. Hi, Lisa. Oh, Veronica is live too. Okay. Yeah, I know probably people will be in and out, so that's fine. Okay, good. You can hear me. That's good. So how are y'all both today? Or should I say that evening for you, Lisa? This evening, I mean, not that evening. How are you, Connie? We got another Lisa in the house. Hi, Coping with Yarn. Connie's doing good. Been filming and editing her Crochet Tuesday video. Oh, wrong. I meant to hit this one. You're knackered and ready for bed. I bet it's like, what, 6 p.m. y'all's time? You got a question for Crystal, okay? Did you send it to my email or are you going to ask it in here? $10 a.m. where you are, Coping. I don't know if you got my email with the tracking info, but I got your package shipped out yesterday. So, well, Mama had to go to town and she got it shipped out. So I sent your tracking info to you. Do I want to be tagged? I guess it depends on what tag. I guess so, sure. Go ahead and tag me. You're very welcome. Cody says I'm in trouble. Lisa's going to get me. Okay, my fan is on in this living room and it is blowing my hair into my face. So if y'all see me doing like this, it's because the ceiling fan is on. Excuse me. It's a Lisa sandwich. So what are you, sorry, what are y'all all working on currently right now? I'm still working on Dana Wonderlust's Crochet's Turtle Beach Blanket. Try saying that 5 times fast. Is it raining there? No, not yet, but it's been cloudy. Actually, it did rain a little bit this morning for a short spell, I guess, before the sun came up. It's raining there, though. This is the last time to catch an early live because tomorrow I'm off quarantine. Oh, I didn't even know you were in quarantine. Wow. I hope nobody got it. I try not to go out hardly ever. But I'm more of like a homebody. I stay home a lot. Coping says it's nice and sunny here. It's like 82 degrees out here, but our humidity is so high. I know rain is coming, though. Ladybird said it rained there today. Not. I think it's going to rain tomorrow or today and tomorrow, and then sunny and partly cloudy the rest of the week. But starting Monday of next week, thunderstorms all week for us, unless it changes. Alternating between my temperature blanket, ocean blanket, and socks. Plan to work on my socks today. Well, that's good. Mama and me are thinking about trying to get into knitting socks. She's already got the knitting needles that she wants to use, the yarn. She just has to find an easy pattern. And we looked up the tutorial that you're using, Connie, and she has that bookmarked. So she might end up making her first. Well, she did make one sock like 50 years ago or something like that. Or not 50 years ago. That was the tablecloth that's on the kitchen table. About like 25 years ago, I think. And she got second sock syndrome, so she didn't ever make the second one. You just finished a secret project that Miss Crystal is very familiar with. I am, huh? Okay. That'll be exciting to see. Maybe Louisiana is sending the rain your way. I'm using moss stitch to make a scarf for Rouge Retreat, the charity. My kids got sick, but they were negative. That's good. That is awesome that they didn't test positive. Work in 4 different elementary schools. Oh wow. That's I guess that would be kind of time consuming unless you only do like one class, and section it out. Or maybe you do it throughout the week, 4 different days a week, or I mean, not days a week. I think you know what I'm trying to say, Coping. Connie says it's 73 there. We need it, Connie. Yeah, we need the rain here too. It got up, I think, to 88 or 89 yesterday with real high humidity. Y'all can have the rain. Coping says it's 61, but still morning. Yeah. It's pretty cool in the mornings here too before the sun comes up. Hi, Ruthie. Welcome in. Connie says socks. I want to smell some socks. I'm cutting up bad today. Oh, okay. Yeah, your allergies and stuff are getting bad. Maybe you need to get some medicine. And have you tried the nasal sprays, to help clear your sinuses? And the mystery thing I will see on Friday, okay? That'll be exciting. And then, hi, Ruthie. Welcome in. How are you doing today, Ruthie? And what are you currently working on? Usually I do 2 schools in one day or 1 school. Well, at least that's not like doing 4 schools in one day, that would be very hectic, I would think. But that sounds a little better. Hopefully they're not too far apart from each other. I just started, what? A garden. You just started a garden at your house or at school? Oh, not your allergies. You're just being silly. Okay. I woke up this morning really stopped up. I mean, I could not breathe through my nose at all. But I think our pollen count is really high over here. It jumped and I chose the wrong message. You're on Zycal or Zyzal singular and nasal spray. That is a prescription. Well, that's good. I'm good, Ruthie. How are you? Oh, well, you just answered how you're doing. That's good. You're doing good. They are all like 1 mile away from each other. Garden at my house. That is awesome. You got to show it one day on your channel. I love seeing plants and animals and all that kind of stuff. As you can tell from my miscellaneous Monday, we enjoy gardening so much. And I love Lisa's little ladybirds videos where she does her like in her greenhouse and stuff. I like watching those too. And when she shows her flowers and plants, and so yeah, I would love to see it, Coping. Yeah, pollen has been horrible. Well, thank you, Connie. I feel better now that I've been up for about, I woke up at I think 8:15 and before my alarm went off. I've been doing that for like the last 5 days. And it was just really bad congestion. So she says, "Aw, Ta." All right, so I'm going to jump into my first question. Since we at least have 5 people here, I think that's a decent amount to ask a question. So my first question is, if you were given the choice for one last meal, what would you choose? And I guess I would pick lasagna with garlic bread, mixed veggies, and a glass of champagne. I don't drink a lot, guys. I really don't. The only time I ever drink is on very special occasions, like maybe on my birthday and like when we go to the casino. Because if you're gambling and you're playing a slot machine or at a table playing a card game or whatever, you get free drinks as long as you're playing something. So, and that's the only time I ever really drink. Special occasions at the house, and we don't even keep alcohol here. So that was just something, celebration, I guess, for my last meal. During the summer, all you can smell is marijuana because since it's legal here, everyone on the bandwagon for hemp farms. Wow. They were talk about legalizing it here in Texas for medical marijuana, and I don't think that will go over too well in Texas. They are very strict on their laws. Congestion is no fun. I can't take decongestants. Yeah, my mom has to be very careful when she takes stuff because it will, since her stroke, she can't take certain things with her blood thinner. It interacts with too much stuff, so she can't take like Advil or anything for pain which I feel bad for because she has a really bad toothache the last week, and she can't take anything for the pain. She's just been rinsing with hot water, salt water. So depends on what I was being put to death for. Yeah, well, and that came up because I was watching a movie on TV that there was two prisoners. I think it was Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, and they were in prison, and or not, prison, but it was like set back in the 1930s and 40s and stuff, and so I that kind of came across my mind. But our town is known for being prison city because we have like 7 to 9 prisons around here. So, and we have the Walls unit, which that's death row. That's where they execute the prisoners. So, yeah, this kind of came to mind. General So Chicken, I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. I don't think you pronounce the T in it. With Snickers pie and a pitcher of strawberry mango margaritas. That sounds like a good last dinner. My mom's carnitas with her homemade tortillas with all the fixings like avocado, cilantro, with her homemade Spanish rice and margaritas. That's a good dinner too. I hope she feels better too. I'll let her know you said that, Connie. You love that movie? Can't remember what it's called though. I know it. I just watched it like not last night, but the night before. I hate when that happens. It's like the older I get, I mean, I'm fixing to turn 35 in June, and even my memory doesn't work all that great. It's like I'll go in my room and I'll be like, go to get something, and I'm like, I'll stand there and like, what was I coming in here for? Hi, Michelle. Welcome in. What are you currently working on? And I just asked the question, if you were giving the choice of one last meal, what would you choose? And my answer was lasagna, garlic bread, mixed veggies, and a glass of champagne. Oh, keeps jumping on me. Ladybird says lobster surf and turf with side salad because I never had one. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not big on lobster, but I have ate it once, and that was back when I did not have a taste for seafood very much. But I love some shrimp and what are they called? Crawfish. And what else? Lobster. Not lobster. Crab legs. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's my mom. Hi, Mom. It's okay. Stay as long as you can, and I hope you feel better. We were just talking about you and saying that your tooth had been hurting. So, and Connie said she hopes you feel better. Hi, Brenda. Welcome in. Let me know what you're currently working on. And I just asked the question, if you did not hear, if you were given the choice of one last meal, what would you choose? I would choose lasagna, garlic bread, mixed veggies, and a glass of champagne. Your memory isn't what it used to be. When you are tired, it's worse. Me too. Me too. Hold on. I'm trying to get there we go. Brenda says cheesy chicken and rice casserole. That sounds good. My mom says pizza with olives and bell peppers, and she likes the thin crust. I like pan crust, thicker crust. Glad you're doing well, Brenda. Oh, now I'm thinking I should have gone with seafood for a last dinner. Some crawfish etouffee would be good. I love crawfish etouffee. And there's one place that we have that's a Cajun. It's like a little food truck. Um, there's multiple food trucks in one parking lot, and one of them is a seafood place. And on Fridays, they sell crawfish etouffee. That's the only day you can get it, but it is so good. You're welcome. My son said that a woman is making me crave crab legs. You have a top on the hook. Well, that's going to be pretty. I don't know if you joined my Facebook group. I'm not sure if you did or not, but if you did, I would love to see a picture of it or your whip. I kind of forget who joins my Facebook group. I mean, I do check it every day, and I try to welcome in the new subscribers, new people once a week, every Thursday. And so she says, hugs back to Ladybird. Crawfish bisque would be good too. Aw, you're trying to finish up baby girl sandals. Well, that's going to be pretty. You need to post those too if you're in my group. I guess I'm going to have to start looking at who joins and trying to remember their names, memorize it, I mean, so I know who's in there. There's only like 23 members. You think it'd be easier to remember? Since it's my last meal, I think I would want the general. So crawfish etouffee and crawfish bisque. It is my last meal after all. Yeah, have a smorgasbord, like a buffet set in front of you. That would be fine too. Then you could have a little bit of each one. You may leave it playing so you can I get the watch hours and lie down a bit. That would be fine too. I'd appreciate that. I hope you feel better, Mom. Mommy. I don't ever call her Mom. I think I hear my grandmother just got back. Yeah, buffet style. I am in your group. The sandals are so tiny. 0 to 3 months. I thought you were, but I couldn't remember. I am so sorry. Coping with Yarn says, let's add brownies, lemon bars, and cake, etc. That would be good too. Your son calls you Mom. Thank you, Brenda. I'm still working on Dana's Dana Wonderlust Turtle Beach blanket, and my Tunisian knit stitch blanket for Scorched Earth. And I made some loveys, which I'll probably do my Scorched Earth update this Thursday. And I did, well, I not did, I am going to start adding a Friday night live on the 21st at 6:30 p.m., hoping that the people that can't make it on Tuesday at noon, they'll be off work, hopefully, and be able to make it at that time. So on the 21st, it's going to be Friday Night Live #1. You almost have enough to save up for your Tunisian crochet hooks. That is awesome, Connie. I actually, let me see if I can get my Tunisian hook. This is the kind that I have. I have the Knit Pro Symphony, I think, and it has the long plastic tail. Oops, came out of my hand. And it's interchangeable. So I can take it off right here and add a different hook size if I wanted to. I think this is a 7 millimeter, and I have a 5. I bought like 2 or 3 of these different ones, not the wood ones, like plastic ones. And the plastic part on them would bend way too much. And I finally came across that one, and I love it. And that is like the longest size attachment that I could find. It's like 36 inches or 29 or something like that. Your daughter calls you nothing. Just gives me dirty, evil looks on a regular basis. I assume you're talking about Beanie, right? Because I call my pets, my children, Tom's my handsome little man or monkey man, because when he runs, his tail goes up like a little curve like a monkey would. And Oreo's my sweet girl, even though she bites me most of the time. Is that 3 hours ahead of Pacific? I really don't know. I know that y'all are Eastern time, right? Or Pacific? I'm Central. That's all I can remember. My kids call me Mom. Grandkids call me Nana. I'm planning to go with Knitter's Pride interchangeable ones, and I find you have to invest in a good set with circulars. Yeah. I call mine Alley Cat and Sophie Wolfie. The Knit Pro interchangeables are what I'm so slowly collecting. Okay, that's 2 hours away. I know like the coast of California, Oregon, and all that are 2 hours behind me. Florida on that side is 1 hour ahead of me. So when I go live at noon, it's 1 o'clock in Florida and 10 a.m. where you are coping. Ruthie says, I have the Knitter's Pride Dreams interchangeable. They are really nice. Yes, I don't remember if this was Dreams or Symphony or which one it was, but I know it was Knitter's Pride, I think. Okay, I've caught up with the chat, so let's see. Ruthie, you're in Florida. Awesome. So it's 1:30 where you are. And Ladybird says Knit Pro Symphony. Okay, so the next question I have, and this one, you'll know that I love animals. I have actually several questions about animals on here. Okay, if you could have any animal in the world as a pet, what would it be? Any animal, bird, wild, like rhino, whatever. It don't matter if what kind of animal. Mine would be a tiger or a cheetah, maybe even a jaguar, you know, the black big cats. I would love to have a big cat. Oh, They could really protect us. Brenda's in New Hampshire. Man, you're way up there. Coping with Yarn says she'd love to have a dolphin. And so does Connie. Dolphins are very smart. Ladybird just chose a cat. Well, is there a specific cat, like a lion, a tiger, or just a normal domestic house cat? Brenda would like a black wolf. Wolves are nice too. I really love wolves. Aw. Hi, Roxanne. Welcome in. Did I miss you coming in, or is this your first comment? Scroll back up. I don't see anything from you, so I'll welcome you in now. So welcome in, Roxanne. How are you doing? Hi, Tracy. Welcome in. What are y'all currently working on? And I've asked 2 questions so far. I have asked, if you were given the choice of one last meal, what would you choose? And if you could have any animal in the world, what animal would you choose? You'd only have as a pet as a pet. Unfair to have wild animal more confined. Well, if they were a tame wild animal, you know, and you had a big area for it to run around, like a big tiger, you know, say you had 5 acres for it to roam around on, what would you choose? Or if you wanted a hippopotamus, you know, and you had a big old lake it could swim in, you know, be creative, you know, think of, if you had any situation where you could have any pet you want, what would it be? Well, you're welcome, Roxanne. I just didn't want to pass you up and not welcome you in, but Connie's welcoming everyone in as they come. Hi, Jamie. Welcome in. So glad you could make it. I'm live every Tuesday at noon Central Standard Time. And on the 21st of May, I will be going live for the first time on a Friday. And it will be called Friday Night Live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Connie says, growing up, we had a neighbor with a pet alligator. I think my dad caught the alligator and gave it to them. That's neat. Tracy is still working on a pocket shoal. You'd have a dolphin? That's awesome. They're very smart.
Hi. I had a bank in Alvin that had live alligators inside the bank in a.
I remember that from when I was little.
And I asked them, I said, okay, is this if they don't pay their loan back, you throw them in the pit? There was 8 of them in there.
Wow. I remember that. It was called the First National Bank of Alvin, right? And they had live alligators, guys. It was crazy to see as like a little 5-year-old child. Nothing is big enough. Give me a domesticated cat. Yeah. I'd like to have a cat that I can hold and pick up. So Roxanne is working on a blanket from Fiber Spider. That's going to be awesome, Roxanne. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, my link is in my description box. I'd love to have you. And you can post anything you would like, whether it's your projects, your animals, plants, whatever you'd like to share. I'd love to have you. And I'd love to be able to see what you're working on.
I say a sheep so you can shear it and make the wool.
Oh, I got some exciting news, y'all. I had won on Twisted Stitches channel a $50 gift card. And I was going to wait to say this, but since y'all are here, and she said that, I bought a drop spindle and some roving wool, and I'm going to be trying to spin yarn for the first time. So I'm kind of excited, and that should be here Thursday through Saturday. Tracy says, I'd eat crab legs for my last meal. Yeah, we love seafood around here. And I didn't read Ruthie's comment. That's a tough question. I love so many animals. Well, just give me a couple that you would pick out, like any animals that pick 2 or 3 if you can't just pick one. I will have to keep it in my mind. What? Did I miss something? Oh, okay. That is cool. In Jennings, they have a park where you can hold the baby alligators. I don't know if I would actually hold one, though. Oh, Mama did when she was young. You what? Oh, she's eaten alligator too. I've never eaten alligator, I don't think. She says it tastes like chicken. Oh, it just jumped again. Hold on. Okay, everybody's welcoming everyone. And Roxanne says, sweetness, I will do that. And I'm guessing you're referring to my Facebook group, I hope. She kept getting Lisa's name wrong. She'll just call her Lass. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, it was exciting when Twisted Stitches had drew the names. It was, I don't know if y'all seen it or not, but she had them on pieces of paper. There was like 100 entries. She picked 2 the first time together, and then she dropped one on the floor, put him back in, mixed them up, and then she drew my name. And I'm just like, oh my God. I wasn't expecting it to be me. And yeah, that's what my grandmother said. 3rd time's a charm. So I really would like a spinning wheel, but they're just so expensive. So I went the cheaper route and bought a drop spindle and some roving yarn. I probably will, Coping. I have to get a little better at spinning it, but once I actually get the hang of it, I probably will show me spinning it on camera or something. So the chat keeps jumping and I can't catch the comments. Jamie wants to know how much the spindle. I found it on eBay and it was like, it's handcrafted, and I think her name was Miss Dusty. She lives in California, and it was, I found it for like $6.33 plus the shipping. It was like four something for the shipping, so about less than $10, around $10 that I got it for. Well, thank you, Ruthie. And they handcraft all the spindles. So that's the interesting thing. And it's a top whorl drop spindle. And I wasn't really sure at first what the difference was between a top whorl and a bottom whorl was. And then I started researching and I'm like, oh, okay, I think I'd rather have the weight at the top of it instead at the bottom. I don't want the yarn to snap when I try it for the first time. I did it and I'm a scaredy cat. Which part are you referring to? Eating alligator or what? I think that's probably what you're referring to. You would have a collie and a dolphin. I keep saying this. Dolphins are smart. I bet they could learn to protect a house or be an alarm clock. You know, like. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Or a intruder. You know, like say you have somebody walk in your yard and they start going to town making noises. Alligator is a sea chicken. Okay. She says yes. Okay. And she did get your package yesterday and she loved it. I watched her unboxing of it. That was awesome. I have tried gator before too. It's not my favorite. It's okay. I don't think that's one thing I will ever try. When I went on the cruise, when me and Mama went on the cruise, they would have this one restaurant on the boat, and you could pick an exotic appetizer, and it was different every day. And we were there 6 days. 6 days. I mean, 6 nights, 7 days, right? She may have went outside. Anyway, and they had like snails on there, and I'm like, I ain't trying that. I did try frog legs because I've never ate frog legs before, and they were actually really good. And there was ox tongue. No. No, thank you. And she says I'm so lucky. Well, I wish I was lucky with gambling. Well, I mean, there was one time me and Mama were at the casino, and I had my last $20 for that day, and I got down to the last bet, and I hit $1,000. But that was like probably 5 or 6 years ago, or maybe a little more, maybe 2012. And I didn't even know how much I won. I was playing a quarter machine, and it just going off, and I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. And then it kept going up and up and up, and I'm like, well, what's 800 quarters? What's 2,000 quarters? You know, or whatever it was. And I'm like, and Mama walks over there, and she goes, "You just won $1,000 on my last bet." I was like, so I gave her half of it. That's what we do. She grub stakes me, and if I win, whether it's $100 or 200 or 1,000, I give her half of what I win. That is awesome. I bet that was a good find. Yes, it is very affordable. I was like, why pay $26 for a piece of wood when I found it handcrafted for $6? And the best thing about it, they had 100% positive feedback on that seller. So that's one reason why I had bought it. They're having it refinished and giving it to me. That is awesome. Congratulations. I bet you are going to have so much fun spinning that yarn on that refurbished thing. Refurbished spinning wheel. Jamie's package had a lot of really cool stuff, and the yarn was beautiful. The yarn was pretty. Very, very pretty, Connie. You got to make something beautiful with those. You could even alternate the cakes, you know, like do one cake and then the next cake. and make it kind of like striped, those colors. That would be pretty too, to combine them. My dogs make enough noise. I think it does keep robbers away. We have dogs on both sides of the house and down the street, and we can hear them bark at everything all hours of the night. Connie has had alligator before too. It tastes like chicken. Coping says, I'm so excited to get your box, Crystal, especially the things you made. Well, there's I think a few things in there that I handmade that you don't know about. So, and I always try to do that on my giveaways. I always show some of the stuff and leave some of it out. So there's always little surprises when the person gets it. I don't like giving away, okay, this is everything in the prize. I always like to make sure there's something that they don't know about, or a couple of little somethings that they don't know about, So I hope you like what's coming. You'll try anything once or maybe twice because you don't know. Oh, because I know not everything is always prepared the same. Yes, that is true. Hi, Blind Stitches Creations. I forgot your first name. I am so sorry, but welcome in. I am doing good. I'm glad you caught my live. I'm live every Tuesday at 12 noon, and I will be going live Fridays on starting the 21st of this month at 6:30 p.m. Oh, hugs back to you. I hope you're doing good. I wouldn't try them either. I don't blame you, Jamie. Okay, I see her name now, Marsha Lee. Is that it? Marsha Lee? And Connie won $1,000 one time playing bingo. I remember you saying that, Connie. And Blind Stitches and Coping wants their links dropped. I know you're working on it. You'll see the chat before I do, Connie. Oh, it just jumped like way fast. Oh. Hi, Linda. Welcome in. I'm trying to scroll back up to see what I missed because it jumped on me. Brenda says, I don't spin yarn. I'm allergic to wool and alpaca fibers. It will be for looks. Oh, well, you could learn to spin cotton yarn. I don't know if they have the roving in cotton, but you could do your own cotton if there's a way to do that, Brenda. And Linda's here. Hi, Linda Simpson. I know I just said hi to you. What are you currently working on? And I've asked a couple of questions. If you were given the choice of one last meal, what would you choose? If you could have any animal in the world as a pet, what would it be? And I guess I'll go ahead and ask a third question. I've been trying to catch up with the chat. What is your favorite book and author? And it can be different from your favorite book to your favorite author. My favorite books are, of course, like Star Trek. I'm a big Trekkie. They were from the Star Trek Voyager series, and there was 3 books in the series, and it was called Dark Matter, and it was by Christy Golden, and I really, really enjoyed reading those books. And of course, my favorite author is actually Stephen King. Well, thank you, Connie. Yeah, I really like making the hooks, and I really like dyeing the yarn. I haven't dyed any yarn, I think, since maybe December. Maybe since I dyed your yarn. I haven't. No, my aunt came in January, February, and I dyed yarn. No, that was at Thanksgiving. So I think I dyed your yarn the last time. I may have dyed one skein after that. Well, that seems cool. That'd be an awesome tutorial. I like making hats, so let me know when you upload it. Well, I guess you'll all know by the notifications. And you love surprises. That's good because there are surprises in it. Okay, her name is Marsha Lee. Okay, good. Ah, it jumped again. Jeez. Okay, that's what I just saw. What about pig feet? No, I would not eat pig feet. Did I say? Oh yeah. Okay. I was making sure I said my not my comment, my answer to the question I just asked. Ay ay ay. I didn't sleep too well last night. Kept waking up. Sophie says meow meow to everyone. Hi meow meow, Sophie. Tom and Oreo will probably say meow. Tom meows like meow meow meow. He'll like do parts and then full meow. It's so cute. Roxanne says anything by Stephen King. I really liked the book The Shining compared to the movie. It was so much better. The book was so much better than the movie. Now the miniseries that was based on The Shining, Stephen King wrote the teleplay. He helped produce and I think directed it. So he had a big part in his say on what happened, and it was almost like the book. I am working on the number one cow collab. My last meal would be steak, and I love reading Tom Clancy. I don't think I've ever read Tom Clancy's books, but I do know what author that is. Brenda says Jeanette Oakes. I am not familiar with that one at all. I guess I'm going to have to go check it out. What kind of books does she write? Coping like Stephen King, too. Never Smile at Strangers by Jennifer James. Jamies? I don't know how to. James? There is actually like 3 books in the series. I'll have to check that out. Hi, Julie. Welcome in. Louis L'Amour is my favorite author. My favorite book is the book Beef by Marcus. I don't even know if I can pronounce that. Zosk. Don't know. Sophie would love to watch Tom and Oreo. I am finishing the border on the back of a sweater before assembly and would want steak as the last meal. Well, I finally caught up with the chat. Okay, and the reason I keep doing this is because the ceiling fan is on and it's driving me nuts. All right, let's see. The next question. What is your favorite poem if you like poetry? I I'm a big fan of Edgar Allan Poe. His short stories and poems. My favorite would have to be The Raven. Quote the Raven nevermore. Smells like baked chicken. I bet it smells good. And coping with yarn tag to Julie from Connie's crochet, 10 crochet and knitting questions. I can't think of any, but I always loved Shel Silverstein as a kid. Yeah, I remember those books. Roses are red, laugh out loud. I don't really read much poetry. Roses are red, violets are blue. You are so sweet.
Sugar is sweet.
Sugar is sweet, and so are you. Oh, well, she's saying not as sweet as you. Let's see. I think that's his name. Yeah, I think you're right, Connie. And there's still someone that hasn't done one of my tags, and I know she's busy, and I know she's been doing other stuff. She's got some health problems going on. Is young 40 mom, and she said she would do it, but it's okay if she don't ever get to it. It's okay. I know life happens. I am sorry I had to go AFK for a few minutes. I'm not familiar with the AFK, but I guess you had to leave a few minutes. Oh, how'd he do on his STARS test? Or I guess y'all won't know until a couple of days. We had something similar, but it was called TAAS, TAAS or something like that when I was in school, and then by the time away from keyboard. Okay. Well, thank you. I learned something new. I know BRB and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't know what AFK was. And I'll be honest about that. There was a tag I saw that Froggy participated in to do with different stitches. I want to get tagged in that one. Well, go right ahead. You had to take TOS too? Well, at least somebody knows what it was. I know they changed it since my brother was in school. They changed it, and if I would have stayed in school in ninth grade, and not left and went and got my GED, I don't know if it would have changed around that time or not. But by the time he got in, I think 5th or 6th grade, they had changed the name of the TOS test to the STARS test or whatever it was. Yep, back in the day. And Mama said it. Mama says it was scholastic achievement in her day. It changed in the early 2000s. Okay, yeah, because the last time I was in ninth grade in 2000 to 2001, and that's when I said nope, because what happened was I went and lived with my mom, and she was going to do homeschool, and that did not work out. and I tried to go back to high school, and I would have had to redo ninth grade. I didn't have enough credit to go on to 10th grade with the class that I was with. So I said, no, thank you. And I studied 1 month for the test to get my GED, and I passed the first time I took the test. I mean, I'm not very good at math, but you had to get a 430, the lowest score. Like if I would have got a 429, I would have failed the math portion, but I got a 430. What?
I pressured you.
She pressured me. Mama pressured me.
The minute you came back here, said you don't do a thing but study. You studied.
And I did. I studied for 1 month. I went up there where they had the people studying, and they would help find out what your weak points were and help you study what you needed to study for. And I would study here. She would help me, and I passed first time around. I was so nervous and scared, but I passed. Connie had LEAP tests. I guess that's what they call them, the end of the year test to see if you can pass the grade or move on. Have you ever seen Raising Hope? They have a mama too. It's a funny show. I have. She don't like to be called how you have it spelled right there. She says it sounds too hillbilly. So, bye, Linda. Thank you for coming. She says it sounds too hillbilly. And that's just, I always called my grandfather P-A-W, P-A-W, Paw, and that's how I spelled mama. But she likes me to say it and spell it M-A space M-A-W, mama, the French way to say it.
M-O-M-M-A.
Okay. M-O-M-M-A. Okay. You used to like Raising Hope. You had a Meemaw. Well, I guess that kind of goes with question 11. What do you call your grandparents? I'll just mark that one off. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and ask that. What do you call your grandparents? Some of y'all have already answered. And Jamie says she calls her grandfather Peepaw. I'm going to grab a drink. I'm drinking Mountain Dew, guys, so. Okay. You just say grandma, grandpa, huh? We are boring here. It doesn't mean you're boring, Coping. It's just, that's what you call them. Oh. Mine were Oma and Opa, German. Okay. That's interesting. I called my grandparents Grammy and Grandpa. Well, my grandfather passed away when I was 2. I don't really know what I called him. Then my only other living grandparent growing up was my granny or grandma. Well, y'all know what I call my grandmother. I called my grandpa Pawpaw, and he did pass away in 2014. He had a lot of different problems, but he had a pacemaker, and I don't know if he was having heart attack or if the pacemaker was failing. They didn't do an autopsy, so I have no idea what happened to him. But he passed away in 2014, and he was cremated. And what we did was we sprinkled. He loved to fish. He was always, when he was a little younger and he would go fishing and we went to the Trinity River, which that flows into the ocean, and sprinkled his ashes there. And so I would like to think his ashes are somewhere in the ocean. And yeah, and I wrote a poem. I'm going to cry, y'all. I wrote a poem in dedication, and we did it on Father's Day 5 years after he had passed. I kept his ashes that long because I wasn't ready to let him go. So, yeah, but it was nice. It was just me, my grandmother, my mom, and my brother. So, oh no, my brother didn't want to go. He didn't go. He didn't want to go. So, yeah. Lisa, that is what my cousin calls their grandparents in Canada. We would separate them out by saying Grandma Crawford and Grandpa Jones. I just have one grandma left and no grandpas. Well, on my biological father's side of the family, I do have a grandmother over there, but I don't call him dad. I don't call him father. I just say biological father. He was hardly ever in my life. And I don't care. And so, but yeah, I have one grandmother left on that side, and I don't really talk to her either. So, both my grandparents passed away years ago on both sides of the family. I'm sorry, Brenda. Blind Stitches, Marsha Lee. I remembered this time. Hi, everybody. Sorry about the above comment. I'm using dictation, and if you can be, it can be in the pain in the booty. Are you still doing that challenge where you have to blindfold and everything? At one time, I had 6 grandmothers, both maternal and paternal, grandparents and great-grandparents, as well as 2 step-grandparents. Wow. That is a lot. Lucky is what my grandmother said. All right, I'm going to move on to the next question. Let's see. What is your favorite game app or on a game console? Now, I used to play apps on my phone and tablet and stuff like that. And it used to be like Farmville and Bejeweled, and there was another one, Township. Then I have a Xbox One, an original Xbox, and a PS2 and an Xbox 360. But I only play on my Xbox One now. And my favorite game on there would have to be the Call of Duty games. I like playing the storylines. Those are some of my favorite ones. Crystal, blindfold is what I tagged you in. Oh, no. I don't know. I'll have to check it out and see if I can end up doing that. That was like until I was 14. Now they have all passed. I'm sorry to hear that, Jamie. Coping says Super Mario Brothers, hands down. I used to have, when I was under 8 years old, I had an original Nintendo, and I would play Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and there was one other game I used to play. I don't remember what it was. And I would always find those little tunnels and jump to the, ahead to the levels instead of going through the whole level and beating it and then going to the next level. I got to the very last level and beat the game one time, but that last level with those flying bullets are really, really hard. I loved Twilight. That's one of my favorite books. I finished reading the books in a week. I like the book better than the movie. Now, yes, Marshall, I did read, let's see. I saw the movies first. I didn't even know they were books. And what happened was they came out with the third movie, and then I went and read the 2-part fourth books. And then I went back and I read the first book, and I read that one in like a week. They are a lot better and so different than the movies. Connie says Sims. Okay, you tagged me with the task. I will check it out when you do it, and I will try it out. I don't know how well it's going to be, but I'll try to do it. Right now, I'm into Shifter, Romance, Harmony, and Reigns. Homescapes. Can't rush console games where Mario games and Donkey Kong Guitar Mario and Donkey Kong Guitar Hero. Yeah, I used to have a Nintendo DS, and I think it was Donkey Kong Land 2, maybe, on the handheld DS, the old Game Boy style. And I used to play that one. Supposed to be Candy Crush. Oh, Can't Crush Console. Candy Crush. Okay, I get it. And Jamie's away from the keyboard again. I'm a Sims 4 player, but used to be addicted to World of Warcraft for over a decade. It was my life. I've never really played World of Warcraft, but I knew some of my friends that were really into that. So, and how I got into Call of Duty was watching them play it online and doing the not campaign, the what is it called? Where you play against another player, that part. That's where I got into playing it. And I don't play it online because I don't have an Xbox a gold account where you can play online with other players. Hi, Sonia. How are you today? And what are you working on? Coping says, oh yeah, I used to play Guitar Hero. My mom got my brother a guitar for his 360 for Christmas. And so, oh, you got it. Mama got it for him for Christmas. And he wouldn't play it. She says Flo's Diner. Connie says Flo's Diner. Brenda says Wizard 101. I didn't play games at all. I crochet. And you're working on a shawl. PvP. That's like person versus person, I think. Well, they call it something else. Like, I can't remember, but oh well. y'all know, I guess, kind of what I'm talking about, where it's just not online and you and another person are playing with two controllers and you're playing against each other. Or for the same team. And Sonia's working on a shawl. You'll have to post a picture in my Facebook group, Sonia, if you haven't already. All right, so we caught up with the chat again. So I'll ask another question, and I'm going to stay on here for about 15 more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's see. Which one do I want to go with? Okay, let's go with this one. I told you I had multiple animal questions on here. Player versus player. Thank you. Online gaming. No, I'm not talking about playing online. I'm talking about when you're offline and playing with someone right beside you. On the Call of Duty games, they have a certain name for it. Okay, so my next question, if you were an animal, what would you be? I would love to be a cat because I would love to know what they think and how their little mind works. You know, and sometimes when you look at a cat and they see a bird and they start doing that chitter, you know, I'd like to know what they're thinking when they do that, or if they see a bug and they're playing, you know, with the bug, what's going through their mind. I would love to know it. Cool. I sure will when I'm done. Well, that will be wonderful. I can't wait to see it. Connie also says a cat. Ah. Sonia says a racehorse. Coping says an eagle. That's awesome. I don't know. I guess if I was an animal that would fly, I wouldn't be afraid of heights. I don't like heights. It keeps jumping. Brenda says a dog. That would be interesting to know what they think too. I guess it'd be interesting to know what all animals think and how their little mind works. Connie says, I want to know what Allie is thinking when she is being all clingy to me. I can finally type again. Sophie was demanding my attention and she jumped off me now. Yeah, and it's funny, you know, Tom, he will follow me around. Like, say I'm standing in the garage and then I see the mail come and I walk out to the mailbox. He'll follow me out there. And as I'm walking back, he'll follow me, you know, and if I'm walking around the yard, he'll follow me around the yard. If I move 2 feet and he's laying at my feet, I move over 2 feet and he'll come and lay at my feet there. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, Mama wanted me to let y'all know Lion Brand Yarn is having a sale on mandala. They're or mandala, however y'all say it. They were originally $8.99. They are $6.74 right now. 590 yards. Sale ends in 1 hour and 45 minutes. So she just brought me a note letting me know that. If I wasn't coming back as a horse, I would like to be a butterfly or a hummingbird. We just actually put our hummingbird feeders out, and I love watching them. I am late on getting my miscellaneous Monday video, but I was going to do it last night and I had forgot. My precious cat Tommy used to fetch like a dog. I had a cat like that. His name was Baby, and he was like he looked kind of Siamese, but he wasn't. I think he was a semi-long-haired Burman, I think is what it was. And I used to take this paper bowl, just a normal piece of paper, crumble it up, and I would throw it. And he would actually get it in his mouth and bring it back to me. It doesn't mean he'd actually give it to me, but sometimes he would bring it back. And he lived to be 8 years old. He was such a pretty cat. Coping with yarn, which is Lisa. She says, thanks, Mama. She laughed. You're welcome, she said. And she spelled Momma. She loves you already. Brenda Young also says, thanks for sharing. What? She loves you too, Brenda. We're always looking for good yarn deals. I mean, like whether it's free shipping or, a good sale, and it has to be a decent sale for us to purchase it on. I did say free shipping. That's the number one we look for is free shipping. Brenda says, all hugs and love. Yeah, but let's see. 9 minutes. Maybe we can get 1 or 2 more questions in. Let's see, this one. Okay, what is your favorite junk food? I guess mine would be anything chocolate, like Little Debbie's, the not sweet rolls. That's yours. What are those chocolate rolls? With the cream inside. Not Rolos. Aw, your Tommy looked like Oreo, except he was a 22-pound with a big belly because he had an enlarged liver. Oh, Swiss rolls. Yes, that's it, Connie. Thank you. Sweet rolls. I got yarn on the brain after she said there was a sale. That is a big cat. 22 pounds. Wow. Connie says her favorite junk food is ice cream. Brenda's is ding dongs. And that's when Connie said, yes, sweet rolls, Swiss rolls, sweet rolls. See, I'm still saying it. They are sweet, aren't they? They got the cream in the middle. Potato chips is my favorite. Gotta have them. Yep. I got, we have HEB here, and their brand chips, they have a dill pickle flavored chip. I actually got some of those, and oh my goodness, I love dill pickles, and they are good. Coping says, I love symphony chocolate and caramellos, etc. Roxanne says anything chocolate and peanut butter. What's your favorite junk food? French fries for her. She's French, which she is. Her, your father? Her father was Cajun. And some other relatives, right? Other relatives were Cajun? Oh my God, yes, she says. That's what I was thinking. Sonia killed a jar of pickles yesterday. I hope that didn't make you sick. Coping loves dill pickle chips. I do like nachos from 7 to 11. I like nachos too. And with jalapenos on them. All right, so what was your first job you ever had? Sonia says, no, I can eat pickles every day. Well, that's good. Let's see. My first job, I was 15, and I was a hostess at Golden Corral. And I think I only worked there a couple of months. But I ran the cash register and greeted people and got their drinks when they first walked in. Connie says she was a waitress at Bonanza. Jamie worked at Church's Chicken. Coping says I was a hostess at a Chinese restaurant. I was 16. That's awesome. I was 15, but I had my parental consent, so. Brenda was an assistant manager at Ames. I don't know. Excuse me. I got the hiccups. I don't know what Ames is. Sonia worked at a dairy farm milking cows. I loved that job. I would do it again. I would do it again every day. I've actually never milked a cow, but I have milked a goat before. She remembers what Bonanza is. You hated it. My favorite job as a teen was working at a movie theater. I did work at a movie theater, but I did not run a concession stand. I was the weekend part-time janitor, so I had to clean up after everybody. But that was okay. It was like I didn't have a supervisor standing over me 24/7 to see if I was doing my job, and I could do it at my own pace, and I didn't have to hurry. I had like 12 hours to get it done. Okay, Ames is a department store like Walmart. Okay. I did babysit at 13, so maybe that was your first job. Yeah. That, I guess you could, if you got paid for it and you did something that you were paid for, then yeah, that would have probably been your first job. But I guess you could also say that was like a side job. Okay, so I'm at an hour and 28 minutes, and I'm going to start wrapping things up. We went through quite a few questions today. I had 15 that I wrote down just in case. Just a reminder, I have a 400 subscriber giveaway going on. If you would, please share that on any of your social media. Share all my content on your social media if you have a social media account. It recommends my channel to other YouTubers out there. And it helps me grow in numbers, or at least it would recommend my channel. Doesn't mean people would subscribe, so I'm trying to point over here, but my pillow's over there. It won't mean they subscribe all the time, but I did get up to 410, so I am excited about that. So I do have that going on, and I'm going to be starting a Friday live chat. It will start on the 21st. That will be my first one at 6:30 p.m. So for the side of Florida, where Florida is, it will be about 7:30 their time. And on the side of California, it will be 4:30 their time. So, yeah. So I'm excited about adding another time slot to it. So I want everyone to have a wonderful Tuesday. And yeah, thank you for coming and talking with me, chatting with me. And I will see y'all later. Okay? Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming. Y'all stay safe.